Hello everyone. So today I am going to implement this effect in Unreal Engine. So this is the maximum armor effect you can see in Crysis.
Maximum armor. Maximum armor.
So here is the demonstration of the end result. When I press button G,
Maximum armor.
we get the maximum armor mode, and when I release that button, armor is removed. So
Maximum armor.
okay, so let's see how to implement this effect in Unreal Engine. And as always, this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for your support. Alright, so let's create a new project using games, and as the template I'll use first person. Next, I'll create the project in this folder. I'll name it maximum armor. I don't need starter content. I'll keep everything as default. Create project. Right, so the usual first person template, nothing special. Alright, so and we already have a post process volume here, so we don't need to add to another one. If you don't have a post process volume, all you have to do is search post process and drag and drop, and usually it applies only inside this box, this volume. If you want to apply it for the whole world, you can go here and make it infinite extent, and already it is enabled. So yeah, even outside of this box, that post process will be applied. So I'll quickly set the light source to movable and skylight to movable. I like to work that way. Nothing, no, that's not relevant actually for this. Okay, so now I have a texture like this, so I'm going to import it to my project. Let's create a new folder. Let's call it mat text materials and textures. Drag and drop. Okay, right, now let's create a material M armor, and I'll change the material domain to post process like this, and drag and drop this texture, and here we need something called another node called scene texture. Here scene texture ID, for the scene texture ID, select post process input and connect this color to the emissive color, so it's the normal color value that we have. So nothing special happens here as for now. So if I get texture coordinate node and add this one of these R values to and connect this UVs, you can see now we have an effect like this. So this texture coordinate is a 2D vector, because texture coordinates, it is a has only length, x and y coordinates. So but this has only the vertical part of this texture. So how to get the horizontal part? It's not quite clear here. So let's break this and make float 2, and I'll connect x as r and g as y. Now we have both parts. Right, now if I apply this, and as a post process material I'll apply it to the scene like this. Now you can see the effect, but it is too large and also deformed. So how to fix that? So here let's multiply this with some parameter. If I promote this to a parameter, so if it is 0, this becomes 0 and your effect is not visible. If it is 1, it is like this. If it is 2, it is like this. So if I make it 5, it would be like this. And if I apply and go here, you can see the effect throughout the whole screen, but still you can see this is not even, it's deformed. That's because we have 16:9 ratio in the screen. It's not a perfect square. So if I make it a square, you can see it becomes like this. So to compensate for the 16:9 ratio, let's make float 2 and promote this to a parameter. Let's call it x tiling, and no, not x tiling, let's call it tiling. So if x tiling is 16, y tiling should be 19. So the ratio is 9 divided by 16, 0.5625. So multiply this with 0.5625 and connect to the y. Now make this one 5. It looks deformed here, but it looks fine here. See, now it is even. So for the maximum armor effect we need to implement, we need to keep the middle area of the screen clear, otherwise we can't clearly see the shooting. We can't shoot it, it interfere with the gameplay. So how to keep the middle part clear? So in Photoshop, let's make a new texture. Maybe no need to have this large, but let's see. And here let's do a gradient fill. It's the middle. From the middle I'll select this color. Okay, this should be reversed. No. Alright, here we have the reverse option. Let's make it like this and save into as a PNG. Let's call it a screen mask. No, effect mask. Now let's import it to our project, drag and drop to the armor, and I'll here we have a problem. The middle part is white. Actually middle part should be black, but we could fix that with 1 minus node 2, but that's why no need to make it complicated. Let's try this. And re-import. Okay, now so black means R value should be 0. Let's multiply this. No, multiply. Let's multiply this with the R value and connect like this. Now you can see in the middle effect is gone, but the amount is not enough, still not clear enough. So shall we multiply this with some value like 0.3. Yeah, actually I think instead of it making the inner middle part clear, it would be better if I keep this whole area clear so we can see the gun also clearly. No, let's try another approach. Fill all with black and do a feather like 80 pixels and delete. Invert, delete. Right, so I made the texture effect mask like this and re-imported. Now this is the way it looks. See, it's much better. So the next thing we need to do is like if I go here, you can see let me promote this to a parameter. Let's call it mask intensity. Oh no, effect intensity. Right, now as I increase the value of here, you can see the effect starts to appear. So I keep it as 1 here, and let's create a material instance. slider here. Yeah, here is the slider min 0, slider max 1, and apply. Now do we get a slider? Okay, now see, as I increase this value, this effect appears. So I'll keep it as 0 as the default value and select this post process volume like this. Actually, right, instead of this parameter, let's change this into a to use a material parameter collection like this. MP FX. FX stands for effects. Let's call it FX in armor intensity. Right, now here parameter collection parameter, right. MPFX is already selected. Armor intensity, let's use it instead of this one and delete it. Right, now let's go to this blueprint. Here G, I need a key event. Actually we could define action also, but for now I'll use G like this. When G is pressed, let's have a boolean variable. Let's call it armor enabled. Let's set armor enabled to true, and when I release it, armor enabled to false. Okay, now in the we have a tick. Actually we could also have a timeline too. Yeah, let's have a timeline. Let's call it armor, length 2 seconds, maybe too much. Let's add a float track, add a key, add 0, value 0, and add time maybe 1, value 1. At time 0, value should be 0. Right, let's make it curved. Like this, so it would look better. make the length 1. Okay. Now let's add to once node here. What's the name of this track? Can we change it? Armor intensity. Okay. Now set collect we have set scale parameter value in material collection mpfx, parameter name, select armor intensity as the value, connect this. Right, now when this is finished, if let's have a branch, if armor enabled is false, we have to revert this. So yeah, let's duplicate this. Armor close, and we can reverse from end, do the same thing. Like this, and I'll add a sequence here, and if it is disconnected, set it like this. Here we have to reset this to once node. And this part also should be called once, otherwise we would disable the armor multiple times, and we can only reset it when we enter this part. So like this. Maybe it won't work here, so here. Alright, shall we test? Alright, when I press G, armor appeared. When I remove G, armor disappeared. Oh, it suddenly appears here. Right, here I have to connect instead of play from start. Great. Okay, it is working as intended. Alright, I imported these two sound effects,
Maximum honor.
power up and maximum armor. So yeah, let's play those two as well. Be here, play sound 2D, power up, let's do it in another sequence connection. So if we need to add delays between the two sound, we can do it without interfering with this part. $2D maximum armor. Right, let's see.
Maximum honor.
Okay,
Maximum honor.
alright, we need one more sound for the disabling of the armor. Right, I reverted this sound in Audacity and imported power down, so I'll play it here. No, before playing this timeline, place sound 2D, power down.
Maximum honor.
Right, okay.
Maximum honor.
Alright, so there I'm going to stop this episode, and as always project files will be available for the download through Patreon page. If you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Link would be in the description below, and thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.